everyone. Welcome to You Like That Extra, a midweek review show where we dive into movies that are more easily accessible than new release ones. My name is Jack. I'm one half of You Like That Extra.
And my name is Adam. I'm the other half of You Like That Extra.
You fucked it this week.
Because I was thinking I was going to be like, oh my God, you nailed it this week, bro. And then I went and did that to myself.
Schadenfreude, mate. I'm in my pajamas again because I don't give a fuck and I'm old and I'm tired. I've dropped all pretense of...
It's late night recording for us. It's just, it has to get done. The good thing about the extra is that we know it's only about 25 minutes.
Trying to look good for the internet. I don't care.
We try for you guys a little bit sometimes.
I was going to say something in reference to the main show, but I don't remember what it is. What's the main show this week, Adam?
Main show this week. We are finally visiting Shang-Chi.
We are finally, and we should have The Batman trailer as well.
Let's fucking hope so.
Depending on what day we record.
Yeah.
But yeah, I look forward to that. If you want to find that, it's here on YouTube. Like, subscribe. It'll just pop right up in your subscription box. Yep. If you're listening on audio, just follow us. Do whatever you have to do on whatever platform you're listening on.
Spotify, it's easy. You hit follow and then bang.
Correct.
Go to your podcast section and the new episode will be there.
And in every single bio, there's a Linktree link, which will take you to other links. A tree of them, perhaps, which will take you wherever we are, which is pretty much everywhere on the internet,
basically.
Really.
We're trying to get there.
It's pretty hard not to find
us everywhere soon.
And the theme this week, again, I don't particularly remember. Was it time travel?
I think so. I don't remember the other movies in this.
We put the votes up 12 days before.
I know that I didn't vote for Looper, though.
Yeah. Looper won. Whatever the theme was. The movie Looper. Infamous movie, written and directed by a very infamous man, a man named Rian Johnson. You may know that name as one of the internet's most hated men.
The man who made Star Wars The Last Jedi.
The man who made a Star Wars movie that's of equal quality to every other Star Wars movie. And he also made a You Like That Extra fan favorite, a You Like That Extra member favorite, Knives Out.
Incredible.
Netflix bought him out for like $600 gazillion to make two more.
Yep.
And I'm very happy with that. This one, however, came out in 2012. It was one of his very, very early movies.
Good year.
Yeah. Good cast as well. Joseph Gordon-Levitt in the lead. We got Emily Blunt. We got Bruce Willis, Jeff Daniels, and very briefly Paul Dano.
Little
who's
bit.
in fucking everything ever, apparently. And I didn't know who he was until a few weeks ago.
Will be our Riddler.
He will be our Riddler, speaking of the Batman. Oh, maybe that's what I was going to say about that. I don't know, whatever.
Maybe.
This movie had a budget of $30 million and it raked in $176.5 million. I remember people not liking it very much. Turns out I don't remember anything properly ever because the critics score is 93%.
Big.
Audience score is 82%.
Still big.
Apparently people like this movie. Plot, I don't know. I rewrote this like 1,000 times because, like, how do you explain?
It's a weird one.
Yeah, how do you explain this plot? In the year 2074, time travel is invented and subsequently outlawed because it would be.
Yeah,
that's very realistic.
I'd go, excuse me, fucking no. Stop that now.
But the problem is that, like, with any time travel story, the big paradox is if time travel gets invented, then it's already been invented, and we should know about it. Because people are coming back and forth. Whatever.
Crisscross.
This movie explains that very cleverly in a very funny way. The mob uses it to get rid of unwanted people by sending them 30 years into the past to be assassinated by hired guns known as loopers. Looper, Joe, our protagonist, fails to kill his future self and learns of a violent villain in the making.
Mm-hmm.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt morphs into Bruce Willis.
Basically,
he grows up to be Bruce Willis.
Yep.
He ages about 57 years in 30.
You'd see your loop come back if, like, you in 30 years, and if you see Bruce Willis, you go, fucking come on, what did I do in my life?
Yeah, jeez, fucking, how much did I drink?
It's a bit of a turnaround. 30 years, like, it sounds like a lot, but in retrospect...
Yeah. I'm nearly 30.
Really. Yeah.
I still feel like a young baby boy.
In 30 years' time, you're not going to look much different.
Not physically. Yeah. Adam, what do you think of the movie Looper? What's your relationship with the movie Looper?
Looper. Never watched it previously.
Really?
I never watched it.
Really?
It's another one. It's another one that I started watching.
Okay.
And then I stopped.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Either I fell asleep because I put it on before I went to bed or something.
Yeah.
and then I just fell asleep and never went back to it. Probably something like that, I'm going to say. And then I just it never crossed my mind again, because it's not one of those movies that comes, like, it pops up on the internet a lot these days, personally, I find.
It's in a lot of BuzzFeed time travel lists.
Yeah.
Because of the funny gag that we'll get to.
Yeah. But, yeah, like, I knew of the movie, and I knew the premise sort of behind it. I mean, all the intricate details, not a single fucking clue. But, yeah, watching it for the first time now, good movie.
Yeah.
Definitely a good movie. I appreciate the plot itself is pretty ingenious. It's a decent for something that's a sci-fi-ish movie. It's an easy-ish to follow along movie.
Yeah, 100%.
It's not,
especially for a time travel movie.
it's not convoluted with the time travel bullshit.
It starts off time travel-y, and then like when Joe meets Joe, you're like, okay, it's going to be a chase movie hunting him down, but it's not really. It's about this other villain that future Joe is trying to stop.
Yeah.
So, and then it becomes present Joe barging his way into that story.
Yeah.
And it's not a chase movie at all.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. Yeah, it's kind of cool in that way.
It's cool what it does with everything, and its action aspect, in showcasing every character's traits, their relationships to each other, and where their sort of development is going throughout the plot. Really cool. It's not. It's definitely a really good movie.
Yeah, it's got some rust here and there. It's not hiding it either. Like, it's a very slick movie, but it is, it's only $30 million.
Yeah,
it's a big, ambitious sci-fi movie with a $30 million budget.
Yeah, like some green screen effects come into play, and you're just like, all right, but you go, hey, they don't do it that often,
but you
forgive it.
You can see the little seeds of a Star Wars movie. You can see why they looked at Rian Johnson and went, okay, I think he could do something interesting here with a bit more money. And he did. You can argue that, whatever. But he did do something interesting with it. And he did something interesting here as well. I fucking love this movie.
Yeah.
Upon a rewatch, I've only seen it twice. But upon a rewatch, I just liked it again. But I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, fucking hell, this is really fucking good. Yeah, just like good action. It's funny as well.
Yeah, when it wants to be.
I think Rian Johnson's he's a funny guy, because Knives Out is fucking
Knives Out
hilarious.
is just ridiculous. It's ridiculously good.
Yeah, and there's like good action beats and really, really interesting ideas that, whether they're fully formed or not, I think it's good that they're there.
Yeah.
Like
you needed to break
the
up
villain in the making, coming back to kill him as a kid. It's that age-old adage, would you go back and shoot Hitler in the face? The answer in this movie is yes.
Yes, Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis just fucking murders 2 kids.
Yep, not just one. Yeah, he'll go on. If he has a list, they're all getting crossed off.
Yeah, because the point of Joe coming back, future Joe, his wife gets murdered by a mob boss called the Rainmaker. And, he's this mythical, evil guy. And the whole time you think it's Bill Pullman, Dumb and Dumber. You think it's him because they're really setting it up that it's him.
Yeah.
But no, it's just a kid, and he comes back and he has 3 potential locations, 3 potential kids. So, future Joe's off doing his thing, killing kids.
Yep.
Because he gets it wrong twice, which is pretty fucked up. And then you got present Joe with the Rainmaker, not knowing that it's the Rainmaker, and just kind of bonding with him and being a pupper.
Yeah, essentially learning eventually that it is the Rainmaker. I would say that kid acts really well.
Good actor.
Good kid actor. I fucking hate him.
Good kid actor. He's a good screamer.
Yeah, that's what I hate.
Well, yeah.
When kids scream and they put on... When kids have an angry face, I want to punch them.
Yeah, really. He's a little nugget in overalls. I like him.
He killed his role. He was great.
Yeah, he was
But
awesome.
I hate him so much.
He turned that guy inside out.
Yeah.
When he was,
that was really
screaming
cool.
at the end. That was crazy.
That was pretty cool.
But yeah, it's nice to see Bruce... I think this is one of the last movies Bruce Willis gave a shit in.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, because he's actually giving it a crack in this. Like,
yeah. He's like, all right, I'll act.
It's not all there. Like, his face still, he's just kind of doing the Bruce Willis thing. And his mannerisms, he's like, I'll just be stoic, weird, silent kind of guy and only say what I need to say and stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, it's on brand for this. It was clearly written not for Bruce Willis, but I think a Bruce Willis type.
Yeah.
And then Rian Johnson just reached out to Bruce Willis and was like, holy shit. He said yes.
Yeah.
but we've already cast Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Oh, fuck. They look nothing alike. What do we do? They put a bunch of prosthetics on Joseph Gordon-Levitt and got one of those Crayola textures and just heavily coloured his eyebrows in.
Eyebrows.
Yeah,
are a thing in this.
It's a strange eyebrow movie,
You will find yourself staring at them the whole movie.
When he's out in the cornfield in direct sunlight, it looks fucking horrid. They look so bad. Like, they legitimately look like he did it himself and just, like, went like that.
Yeah, makeup wasn't on set that day.
And, like, the whole time you are just so violently aware that it's Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, but you're looking at him going, I don't see it.
Yeah.
But I know it's him.
I know it's him. But I don't see Bruce Willis either.
No.
Like, I get what they were trying to do, but they didn't do it.
Yeah.
They just made him look cursed.
Yep. It's a
very
cursed image.
strange. What was I going to say? So the time travel gimmick is we don't know because who cares?
Yeah, what we're given is basically just it's hard to dispose of a body in 2074.
Yeah.
So the easiest thing is to send it back 30 years to these guys that will easily do it because it's much easier.
Just clean them up.
There's no tracking. Just chuck them in an incinerator. Good to go.
Yep.
And
there's no trace of them ever.
Eventually, your time will come where you will kill your future self.
Yep.
And that is your loop done.
Yeah.
Nice little wealthy payout.
Yeah, and then so you know the day you're going to die in 30 years.
Basically,
but you got 30 years to fucking live it up with a good payday.
Essentially, yeah.
And some people like Crumble, like Paul Dano's character, like just has a total existential meltdown and can't kill himself.
Yeah.
And that's, oh, fuck, I love that scene. It's so inventive. Instead of like a gory torture scene, we're watching future Paul Dano as they're torturing present Paul Dano, and like, of course, that's affecting current him. So he's like looking, and his fingers are disappearing.
Finger goes,
nose disappears,
nose goes, leg goes.
Yeah, and as he's running away, and then he finally gets there, like to bargain with him or whatever, just gets shot in the face straight away. Like it's such a long scene, and then he still just gets shot in the face.
Yeah,
Bruce Willis and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, the two Joes are having a conversation in a diner, and present Joe is asking all these questions about time travel, and Bruce Willis just says, like, literally almost verbatim, nobody fucking cares. It'll be a waste of time to try and explain it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And it's just such a beautiful piece of script writing.
Yeah.
Because it's true. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The time travel never matters. Like, just say time travel.
It's a thing. It works, okay? Yeah.
And you do see the contraption later. It's just a hole in the wall that he sits in.
It's just like a metal ball.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's not visually spectacular.
No.
It's not Terminator 2 or anything.
No.
And I like that. I really like that.
Literally,
I like
a scientist just built it in his backyard one day, stumbling upon with a bunch of wires and mathematical equations. It was like, oh, fuck, I did it.
And you save so much time and, possibly digging yourself into a paradox hole or whatever by just brushing over it. And I know a lot of people would hate that. Like, I don't know, sci-fi nerds might get the joke or whatever, but some of them might be like, oh, well, I would like to see how that works.
Yeah.
But I am one of the people who doesn't give a fuck, and I am very glad you don't get this long-winded explanation.
Time travel is just it's a MacGuffin for a movie, realistically, these days anyway. You're just like, it's a thing to make sure that we can get from here to there.
Yeah. And
no one needs to know about it.
In the future, like the present in this movie is still a little bit in the future from now. It's like only 4 or 9 years in the future. I forgot to say when it was originally set.
2044.
2040. Oh, yeah,
because
that's a while
years.
then. There you go. Maths. But yeah, and like the first shot of this movie is this sprawling cityscape, and there's like flying things, and it's like, ooh, okay, this is going to be a really cool future. And then it goes down into the city, and it's just a fucking piece of shit.
Oh, it's just America.
It's just the worst like CBD you've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it's dirty, and there's homeless people everywhere still, and it's just like, it's really usual. Funny. It's a funny review.
Yeah.
And like, there's just lots of cool world building in it as well. Like there's a drug, like the new heroin is just eye drops.
Yeah. Nice and easy.
Yeah. And, there's a plot point later on where he's going through withdrawal, and it's just the same as heroin pretty much.
Yeah.
And like, there's the cool retro stuff. Bill Pullman goes on about how Joe's chasing retro activity stuff because he's got an old MX-5 and he's wearing very normal clothes.
Yeah.
And Bill Pullman's like, oh, I thought you would have had like neon things around.
Why are you calling Bill Pullman?
It's Bill Pullman. That's his name.
Are we talking about Jeff Daniels?
Jeff
character?
Daniels. Who the fuck is Bill
Who the
Pullman?
fuck is Bill Pullman?
Keep talking. I'm gonna look up Bill
Oh
Pullman
my
and see if they look
god!
alike.
You kept saying Bill Pullman. I'm like, did you think that was his character's name in?
No,
Dumb and Dumber?
Okay, they don't look anything alike. That looks nothing like Jeff Daniels.
Bro,
Well, who is Bill Pullman?
has he done anything?
He's in Independence Day.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know why I keep saying Bill Pullman, and
Right, so-
I'm going to say it again. I apologize.
100%. Jack is referring to Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels. Fuck me. Jeff, the guy from Dumb and Dumber. You know who he is.
The one that isn't Jim Carrey.
He's also in Newsroom.
He's every presidential character in a lot
Yeah.
of fucking movies.
Anyway, him. And he's the big mob boss. He
Yeah.
sent himself back to look after. He set up the whole Looper situation. And he's great in it because he's just like he gave himself this job pretty much. But he also just doesn't really give a fuck.
Yeah, essentially.
Like, he seems really depressed about it and just like not happy about it at all.
Yeah, because he's just like, his dress sense is just wearing a robe and he's got a scraggy beard.
He's pretty much always in his pajamas, like
Yeah.
me. Yeah. And he's just like, he's super intimidating, but super low key and super like one of those fucking serial killers who just talks really direct,
Yeah.
really low and
That's,
quiet.
that's
to you.
how it is. He doesn't
And
make
it's
a...
just so intimidating.
Yeah, he doesn't make a meal out of it.
No, he knows what he wants to say and he says
Yeah.
it. And like it works on Joe as well because like he rats out Paul Dano almost immediately
Yeah,
because
nearly.
he's like shitting himself.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and then we get a cool Terminator scene towards the end with Bruce Willis when he goes to the hitman's employment office. I don't know where it is, the nightclub, I guess.
Yeah.
And Bruce Willis, just like classic action movie guy, just tears through it with a shotgun,
Yeah.
And then
just goes it.
drops a shotgun and picks up a machine gun and keeps fucking tearing through it. And it's a gorgeous scene.
Yeah.
And you see it through like security cameras and stuff. But it's still Bruce Willis
It's still...
doing action stuff.
That's the part where we really
Giving
care
a
about
shit.
the movie.
Yeah. It's nice to see Bruce
Yeah.
Willis.
He's
giving
like,
a shit.
anything dialogue based, I fucking hate it, but give me a gun in the air.
Yeah,
Yippee-ki-yay,
pretty much.
motherfucker.
And you see, yeah, and just like, you know, he has a bit of a sob after he kills the wrong kid once.
Yeah.
Second kid, not as affected.
Second kid, yeah, that's because he knows.
Yeah.
Like, all right, it's
It's
the
like
third
ripping
one.
a band-aid off. You're like, I know what to expect now.
Yeah, basically.
I'm alright.
Just quickly, there's one other thing they brush over in this movie, and I don't know how I feel about it. The whole fact that 20% of humanity is mutated to have telekinesis.
Yes, I was going to bring that up
Yeah.
shortly. Yeah. So, yeah, that's not explained at all, except a little bit.
Yeah, it's more just, the Rainmaker has telekinesis.
Yeah,
so
but-
as the kid, he
yeah.
just can't control it.
And in the beginning, when Joe's doing his world-building speech, he says, 20% of the population mutated into telekinesis, but it's nothing. Like, you
Yeah.
can sort of move a coin around, and you see some people are doing it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't come into play until an hour and 20 minutes later when you do, like, meet the kid.
Mm.
And he's, like, super mega telekinetic.
Yeah.
And because he's a kid, he can't control
He
it.
doesn't know what's going on.
Which Jeff Daniels says earlier. He's talking about snakes and, you got to be careful about the little ones. And you're like, what the fuck's he talking about? I don't get it. He's talking about children, can't control their telekinesis. They have a tantrum, they blow up an entire house. And it looks really good.
As they usually do these days.
Looks fantastic.
And it does look great.
Yeah, just like those slow motion scenes and then everything like low gravity up and people bursting inside out and stuff. Just looks great. And in the field a little bit later when it's in full daylight, you're like, there's not much to lift up.
Yeah.
But the things that is lifting up, you're like, ooh, yeah, it doesn't look great, but it's,
It does.
it's
It
$30
does
million.
its best. It goes all right. It portrays its point.
Yeah.
Enough.
So Emily Blunt is in this movie as well, with a questionable Texan accent.
Yeah, just a questionable character in general.
She's wearing
Doesn't
those
look like
sweet,
herself.
those sweet skinny jeans, but they're shorts. They're like skinny jorts,
Yeah.
but they still go halfway down her shin.
Yeah.
So it just looks like she fucked up and bought the wrong size, and then was just like, I'll just roll with it
Yeah.
and hope nobody notices.
Works.
It's really weird costuming. But there's two big funny moments in this that stood out to me that I wrote down. There's the first one in the diner
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the funniest jokes of all time. It's like basically a Family Guy joke. Is Bruce Willis is like trying to escape the law, and there's like a double pane window, and he shoots out one pane,
Yeah.
and then it cuts to the outside of the diner, and you just like
Yeah, you hear all the shots going
you
there.
know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah,
And then-
even though that window's shot open
Yeah.
and it's a big window pane too. Like it's not like it's there's a chance of missing it. No,
Yeah.
it's very easy to aim for that part. But
Bruce
Go on.
Willis dives through the unbroken window
Yes.
and like smashes himself up. It's incredibly funny.
whether it's intentional, they just got it wrong on the
Nah,
day.
it's absolutely intentional. It's
I don't
so
know.
funny.
I don't know, but it worked.
But there's and then there's there's no chemistry between Joe and Emily Blunt at all.
Nah.
So there's no tension
Nah,
really.
none at all.
But Joe gives her this little toy frog, right? It's like a beacon for danger. You click it, it lights up and makes a noise,
Yeah,
and that's how Joe knows she's in danger, right?
yeah.
The first night she has it, she uses it just to get railed by him. Like, literally just a booty call toy frog that she clicks, and he, like, runs in thinking she's in danger,
Yeah.
like, shitting himself, and she's just like, please put your willy in me.
Just doesn't even just grabs him and just fucking
Yeah.
max it out straight away, and he just
Yeah.
he's like, okay, yeah.
No communication
This is
at all.
exactly why I
He
built
has
this
a crack.
frog.
Yeah. And then she immediately, like, gives him her life story and cries,
Yeah.
which is also very relatable. So, yeah, just a big post-sex cry. Nothing like it.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, and it's implied that they're going to run off and start a family together with the Rainmaker, and like, being a good dad will stop him being an evil guy.
Sure.
But probably not,
No.
because the future's kind of set as it is,
Yeah.
and it was never going to pan out that way because Future Joe is like very good at what he does, and he was always going to catch up to the kid. But then the kid kind of stops him, and then like he's screaming and time, and everything stops, and they're in the air. But then like it looks like Future Joe is going to get him, right? And then Present Joe just shoots himself in the chest, and
Yeah, because he plays
That's
out
how it
he plays
ends.
out the scenario. Oh, he kills Emily Blunt, and then catches up to and then the kid gets away, and then fueled by rage will eventually turn
Yeah.
to be the Rainmaker.
Rather
So how do I fix this issue right now? Yeah, I'll just pop myself.
yeet myself. And it's in nice swift movement and like a really
It's
cool
a good
shot.
flick of the show.
Yeah, it's a great flick. No noise or anything except the shotgun.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a really good way to end this movie, I think.
Yeah. And it's what I love most about this is the time travel aspect of the instant blip
Yeah.
of like when they get blipped back 30 years to
Yeah.
get killed.
There's-
It's literally just him sitting and then they just appear out of
Yeah.
nowhere.
There's no noise. There's no like
It's no
feathers or anything. It's
lightning
literally just like
breaking up and a whirlpool opens or something.
Nah,
No, it's just
nothing.
blip.
yeah. They just
There they
appear.
are.
And that's like when
And it's the same when he kills himself. He blips away.
yeah.
And you're like, it's not a cinematic moment.
It's so anticlimactic. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
oh my god, time travel exists and we can send people back and forth, and they're just there.
Yeah, because he shoots himself, and then Willis just kind of looks down like, "Oh shit!" And then beep,
Yeah, gone.
it's just gone.
Just gone. It's
I love
really
it.
like, yeah, and that's like, I guess, realistic in terms
sure,
of time travel,
definitely.
because like, what else would happen?
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
If time travel happens, that's
Yeah.
how I want it to be. I
Like,
just want a blip.
If you left a plume of smoke or something, that probably means something's wrong.
Yeah, I
because
wouldn't-
people don't leave plumes
Nah.
of smoke.
Ah man.
But yeah, I think it's a really satisfying ending. There's no like, there's no they run off into the sunset, happy
Yeah.
family, but well, the kid and the mum probably does.
Yeah, that'd be right.
That'd be all right, I guess.
The Rainmaker will be a good boy.
He'll be a good boy. She'll raise him to be a good boy. But yeah, that's Looper, really,
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess.
Good
I'm
movie.
trying to think of more standout things, but I can't really. There's the plot of the younger. I almost
Kid
said Bull
Blue?
Pillman again. The younger Jeff Daniels protege. Yeah, Kid Blue,
Kid Blue.
who just like sucks at his job.
Yeah, he's just.
I don't get it. He's not threatening.
Who also is in Knives Out.
Is he actually?
He's the secondary cop with
Okay, yeah.
Daniel Craig.
That's why I don't remember him.
Yeah. Well, I saw him. I'm just like, his face looks fucking familiar. And then I
Yeah,
saw
right.
Knives Out. I'm like, oh, that one. He's just kind
Yeah,
of like in the
nice.
background with him.
And the motorbikes in this are very Star Wars.
Yeah,
They
I
look
was just
super
like,
Star
oh,
Wars.
it's a fucking speeder right there.
Yeah.
If I've ever seen one.
But they're like shit as well because
really
this future. Because in this
really
future,
shit.
everything's like even all the cars they're like Daewoo Matizes and shit. Like
Yeah.
it's still just like XLs and you know,
It's
whatever.
just nothing,
It's
nothing fancy.
cool design. I really liked it. I just really like the look of this movie.
Yeah,
it's a cool world.
Because it doesn't overdo itself to make it look like a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
That's a really good thing about that.
Yeah,
It throws itself being like, look, this is what the future realistically will look like. Like
Yeah.
in the real world, 2044 will probably look almost like that.
Yeah.
Probably not even close.
yeah. No, because you think about even in the last 20 years, say, like the advancements in technology.
Yeah.
Like, like phones still basically function the same way, and they still look relatively the same. They're still
Yeah.
like a block of something. It's just like, you know, some things have advanced more. Houses are all exactly the same. You build a house now, it's going to look like this. You build a house now, it's going to look like your parents' house, like 20 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, like I like sci-fi like that. I like subtle, more realistic sci-fi.
Yeah.
You know, like crazy balls to the wall sci-fi is fun too.
Yeah, but when you say that's set in another universe and you go, okay, I
Something
put
like that,
myself
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But when they want to reference it as like the Earth we live on,
Yeah.
then you want to be like, okay, don't overload it.
Yeah, because otherwise it just takes you out.
Yeah.
Like, and even with this, like telekinesis, that could take you out. But the fact that it's just
But that's the one thing. The good thing where I look, I'm like, okay, they didn't like
Yeah,
utilize that
exactly.
to any massive extent.
it's totally insignificant until it's not, pretty
Yeah.
much, and it's just one kid.
Yeah, and even still, it doesn't even seem like it's that much of a
No,
thing. It's just, oh, he's got it, but because he's a kid, he just can't control it. It's
Yeah.
not like
pretty much.
he's going to go out and fuck with the world because
Turn
of it.
people inside out,
Yeah.
or he might.
Oh, he might.
if his mum doesn't love him properly or whatever.
True.
But yeah, that's Looper. It's a good
Yeah.
movie, and I really like it. And
Yep.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt looks fucked in it.
Decent.
And if you can get past that, it's a good movie.
You'll be all right.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yep.
I think that's going to be the You Like That Extra this week.
That'll be.
I think
For
that's
this
an
week?
episode. I'm very tired. I hope I said something about the movie Looper apart from Bill Pullman's not in it.
Yep.
And I don't know who Bill Pullman is.
Yep. He's someone, but he's in there. Our next, You Like That Extras.
And next You Like That Extra, there is Hitman, starring Timothy Olyphant, right?
Yep.
Not Josh
Yes.
Duhamel,
Timothy Oliphant.
because I always get those
Very
two
bald head.
confused. And then the next two, we're
Sorry.
celebrating Halloween.
Yes.
'Tis the season. We're doing 2 weeks of Face Your Fears.
Yeah.
I'm first. I'm deathly afraid of spiders. So we're doing the movie Eight-Legged Freaks, starring David Arquette.
Also not my favorite animal in the
Correct. Starring also one of Scarlett Johansson's first roles,
world. Mm-hmm.
which is I always forget, and it
Yep,
surprises me
it's
every
really
single
weird,
time.
And seeing her is even weirder.
And then the next one,
The next week is my fear, which my other fear is, well, one of three, is of snakes. It was either going to be sharks or snakes, but I feel like sharks, they're not as scary. Snakes, we've done Jaws for the sharks, was what I'm
Yeah.
getting at. So the classic for the snakes, it's obviously going to be Anaconda.
yes, it is
Has to be Anaconda.
one of the last movies I did on Greater of Union
Oh, really?
before I shut it down. Yeah, my other fear was going to be planes, like air disaster
Yeah,
movies.
yeah,
'cause
okay.
I'm just fucking terrified of that. But I think Eight-Legged Freaks is more fun.
Oh, God, I cannot wait.
So look forward to that in 2 weeks. Look forward to Shang-Chi this week.
Yeah.
Look forward to Hitman next week. And then whatever movie, whatever. We're always going to be here.
Yeah, I can finally go and redo the
board.
our board. I couldn't even remember what it was fucking called. Our schedule. Our schedule.
It's a really cool time to capture that thing.
Yeah.
You can see how long it's been since.
Well,
everything went
it's
to
looking
shit.
at it like we look at Fast. From Hitman's Wife Bodyguard, that list below there completely did not happen in that order.
Nope.
Some of them not at all.
Yeah.
And yeah, some of them have just been like, oh, we were supposed to get that then.
Yeah. To be fair to us, there's only one we didn't do, and that was the Hugh Jackman one, Reminiscence.
Yeah.
But we've done everything else so far.
Yeah, we were able to chuck everything else in there, bar Shang-Chi until this week.
Yeah. No
Venom
Time to
2,
Die,
obviously
November
you can't.
12.
No Time to Die just didn't come out yet.
Yeah.
And Many Saints in New York was just in there because nothing else was there, but we don't need to do that now.
And it's also bad, apparently. So, yeah. Fuck that
Yeah,
movie.
and I'll just rewatch The Sopranos and I'll be happy.
Anyway, on Thursdays, we do You Like
Yeah.
That Extra on YouTube and on Spotify. And
But not for
all
this
the audio
one.
stuff. Not for this one because we are slaves to capitalism.
Yeah.
And
Everything opened it back up, and all I've been doing is seeing people every single night.
oh, that must be nice. I've just been at work. And then on Sundays, the audio for the main show goes up. And then on Tuesdays, the video for the main show goes up.
Yeah,
There is a schedule. We usually stick to
it
it.
will be next week.
Sometimes life happens.
It'll be tight, yeah.
Yeah, life happens.
But we always make sure there's content for you guys, so
So
never forget
make
us.
sure you're subscribed. Fuck. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're following. Do all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Tag your mates. Share it around.
Do
Tell
it.
us what you
Do it.
think. We do questions on the main show. That's very important because sometimes the movie has about 3 minutes worth of content to it. So
Sometimes we're trying to be better reviewers.
please
in our
jump
older age.
please jump into the DMs and leave us dumb shit to talk about
Yeah,
because that's the fun part.
yeah. Dumb questions are the funner questions.
Until then, even then, before then, my name has been Jack and it will be Jack. One half of you like that extra.
And ditto to that. My name is Adam, and I'm the other half of you like that extra.
Bye.